Check it. Whether it's your first time or you need a retreat, this is your place for video games and fresh beats. LBnMie, LBnMie, last BeNeVoLeNcE and Kimmy.
One of my favorite movies of all time has got to be Inception. A dream within a dream within a dream. It's really a cool concept when you think about it. See, my favorite thing about the movie is the simple fact that the characters in it are traversing other people's dreams as if they were actual places. That, I believe, is what really makes it such an awesome story. Now, if you were to take that idea and say, make it into a game, combine it with some dark mythological fantasy, execute the dream concept by roguelike, and then sprinkle just a little bit of the Super Smash Bros. Subspace Emissary on top of that, you'd probably end up with this game. This is Abyss Odyssey for the PC, developed by Ace Team and published by Atlus. It's also available on Xbox 360, PS3, and an enhanced port for the PS4. So the plot begins with a giant hole in the ground opening up to reveal a deep cave termed the Abyss, somewhere in Chile. This Abyss releases these imaginary creatures that the soldiers, as well as the citizens, can't handle or hope to fight against. This is where you come in, as the hero Catrian, an inexplicably attractive swordswoman with a strong will, long red hair, and a mission to stop this horrifying but random event from playing out. The intriguing part of this plot is the fact that every being ascending from the Abyss, the main character Catrian, as well as the Abyss itself, are all just products of the dreams, thoughts, and memories of a supposed sleeping warlock who lies underground at the bottom of the Abyss. And this is where the plot itself runs hand in hand with the roguelike gameplay of this title. Because everything is imaginary, when your character dies and the soldier that tries to revive your character, you just spawn back to the beginning to try again and again, retaining only your level and gold with each playthrough. On top of that, things that really shouldn't exist pop up seemingly out of nowhere and beat you in ways that honestly don't quite make sense sometimes. Well, either that, or it can be credited to a lack of skill. Either way, it sucks dying. The combat system is not exactly a clone of Super Smash Bros., despite what some may say, but being a Super Smash Bros. Fan myself, I can definitely see how the developers were influenced and inspired by the title's combat. The characters' controls are similar to Smash, which can make for simple but strategic battles. One thing that you'll notice when first starting is that the controls seem kind of stiff, but after some practice you'll find yourself improving in the way you control the characters in the game. The dungeons are procedurally generated, which harmonizes with the story's explanation of how the Abyss appears differently each time you venture into it. Furthermore, it's not just the scenery that changes, but the pathways that you take, as well as the difficulty of each section of the dungeon. It's also good to note that the variations of the Abyss don't always appear to be inside of a cave, which makes for some pretty interesting visuals during each trek. Something that one cannot deny, however, is that this game is simply stunning. It's like turning a museum into your playground, and because of its hypnotic art style combined with its dark characters and backdrops, I'd have to describe the feeling you get from it as being like staring into your most horrid nightmares and falling in love with them all at the same time. It's quite strange.
Abyss Odyssey is so attractive in appearance. Beautiful graphics, a smooth frame rate, and amazing artwork. The first time I saw this game, I was like, wow! The opening is like a storybook. It's so lively and captivating. When characters are talking, pretty illustrations clearly display what each character looks like. The first character you play, Catrian, is really cool. There are two other main characters too. Each character has their own unique weapons and skills. On top of that, you can capture almost every enemy in the game, including bosses, which allows you to play as them. There's also a 4-player battle mode where you battle each other with the characters that you unlock. There's a bit of platforming in this game, and I think it's challenging because it's kind of stiff and not very flexible, but it's fair and fun to play. Along the way, you can find different weapons and items. There's also a shopkeeper that you can find who sells items and weapons. The funny part is that you can even fight him and play as him. At the end of each area, there is also a map that you can use to track your progress in the abyss. It also helps for choosing for which path to take by showing which areas are hard and which ones are easier.
I can still recall the feeling I got when Kimmy and I first played this game. It really brought me back to the time when I first played the Vanillaware title Muramasa on the Nintendo Wii. And you can excuse me for the pun, but you can definitely tell that Abyss Odyssey was someone's dream game project. It matches up quite a few different ideas and genres, from roguelikes to RPGs to fighting games and even to Metroidvanias, almost like it was taken straight out of someone's top 10 list of their all-time favorite games. No matter what, though, every time you head into the Abyss for another playthrough, there's always this sense of adventure that takes hold because the game was designed so well enough to give the player that uncertain feeling of what lies ahead. Unfortunately, though, its ending is quite abrupt, with little to no explanation. But that's just how most dreams are, right? One moment you're in and witnessing the climax of it all, and the next thing you know, you're out, wondering what just happened. It's just nice that this dream is one that we had the chance to experience together. And it's also nice that it was brought about in such an imaginative and immersive way that we can always choose to just jump right back in to experience it all one more time.
Abyss Odyssey, Abyss Odyssey, The Abyss Odyssey. Listen, I just dropped into a place that I don't understand. Strange shapes in my vision, people screaming and running, man. On my side, my trusty sword equipped in my hand. Soldiers losing their minds, the city's getting plundered, man. What the crap is going on in my surroundings? After investigation, couldn't believe that I had found things like a nightmare from the middle of town. Seen ascending from the abyss, this is so astounding. I decided to dive into the bottomless pit. My mission is to rid the world of the source of this rift. I found every single time I was defeated, I would black out and wake up at the surface stronger than I was in past bouts. And as I travel deeper, everything is like a dream. I pass through many scenes, even in open forest dream. I see many strange things until my tragic end. Then I awaken on the surface and return again. In this abyss, yes, things can get hard. Keep your wits equipped and this'll get gnawed. Like a diamond in the rough, the stuff's flawed, but it's a trip you won't forget if you give it a nod. In this abyss, yes, things can get hard. Keep your wits equipped and this'll get gnawed. Like a diamond in the rough, the stuff's flawed, but it's a trip you won't forget if you give it a nod. This is Abyss Odyssey. This is Abyss Odyssey. This is Abyss Odyssey. Odyssey. This is the Abyss Odyssey. This is the Abyss Odyssey. This is the Abyss Odyssey. Abyss Odyssey. Abyss Odyssey. And if you like our video or the rhymes or the vibes, like, hit the bell, tell a friend and subscribe. We don't do video monetization. You can support us by becoming one of our patrons. The link's in the description. Thanks for listening. We are BeNeVoLeNcE and Last BeNeVoLeNcE. Shout out to our patrons, DeMarket Davis and Phil Gianakis. Man, you guys are the greatest.